What makes up a column, and why should certain fields be in one column as opposed to multiple columns? Let's tackle this question with this example fictional dataset that takes a look at jobs gained across several years. You can see that we have one column that tells us all the different years, and then across multiple different columns we have month. This format is what we call a crosstab. You can compare year versus any given month and compare it to others. While crosstabs have their place for comparing tables of information like this isn't actually how you want to format your data. You actually want your months to be in a singular column like this. Why is that? And how do I know in the future what other fields I have that should belong in one column instead of multiple columns? One way to think about what items belong in one column is to consider them in a part-to-whole relationship. In this example, let's imagine jobs gained in 1 year, 2000, and we can represent that year by drawing this singular bar. In 2000, we can break up the number of jobs gained by months. We can say this many jobs were gained in January, this many in February, and then March, April, and so on and so forth. The point is that January, February, and all other months actually belong as part of the year 2000. They're all a part of that relationship, and because of that, they belong in one column. Let's take a look at another example. Let's assume I run a store that sells these 3 products. We'll call these A, B, and C. Let's say I want to break down my sales and I want to see which products contribute the most. Again, let's represent all my total sales by this bar. After some analysis, I might find out that product A represents half my sales, and that products B and C represent the last 2 quarters of my sales. In this example, products A, B, and C are again part of a larger relationship. They're all different products. Because they can be thought of as different items within this product family, they again belong in one single column. Let's take a look at one last example. In this last example, let's try something a little different. Let's take 2 metrics that are really popular, sales and profit. Now, let's try to visualize this relationship, and we'll go ahead and do that by drawing a bar again. And now, maybe I want to divide this bar by this represents the part from sales, and this represents profit. The question is, though, what does this entire bar represent? If I wanted to describe this bar, what would we call it? The reason for this example is, despite the fact that sometimes you want to compare sales and profit of a particular product, you don't really want to compare them in this manner. These 2 things are not entirely related. They're not part of a larger relationship. So sales and profit deserve their own individual columns. Hopefully this video has helped clear up what makes up a column and why certain fields and items should be grouped into a single column. In our next video in this series on how to format your data for Tableau Public, we'll take a look at what it really means to have one row be one piece of data. If you have any questions, email us at social@tablewsoftware.com.